Welcome to my channel SB Quotes. Top 10 most famous Erica Jong quotes, best. Do you want me to tell you something really subversive? Love is everything it's cracked up to be. That's why people are so cynical about it. It really is worth fighting for, being brave for, risking everything for. And the trouble is, if you don't risk anything, you risk even more. Everyone has talent. What's rare is the courage to follow it to the dark places where it leads. I have accepted fear as part of life, specifically the fear of change. I have gone ahead despite the pounding in the heart that says, turn back. I have lived my life according to this principle: if I'm afraid of it, then I must do it. I have not ceased being fearful, but I have ceased to let fear control me. Dogs come into our lives to teach us about love and loyalty. They depart to teach us about loss. A new dog never replaces an old dog, it merely expands the heart. If you have loved many dogs, your heart is very big. Humor is one of the most serious tools we have for dealing with impossible situations. It was easy enough to kill yourself in a fit of despair. It was easy enough to play the martyr. It was harder to do nothing. To endure your life. To wait. Take your life in your own hands, and what happens? A terrible thing, no one to blame. The trouble is, if you don't risk anything, you risk even more. 5 funny Erica Jong quotes. You see a lot of smart guys with dumb women, but you hardly ever see a smart woman with a dumb guy. Beware of the man who denounces woman writers. His penis is tiny and he cannot spell. Men have always detested women's gossip because they suspect the truth. Their measurements are being taken and compared. They keep saying the right person will come along. I think mine got hit by a truck. Someday every woman will have orgasms, like every family has color TV, and we can all get on with the business of life. 6 Erica Jong quotes about women. I know so many women in their 50s, 60s and 70s who delight in being on their own. It's amazing. They don't see any stigma attached to it. We don't need a man to prove our identity anymore. I think feminism means what it has always meant. Women want to use all their gifts, all their talents, and be judged impartially for them. I don't think feminism has ever meant anything else. Women are the only exploited group in history to have been idealized into powerlessness. The only difference between men and women is that women are able to create new little human beings in their bodies while simultaneously writing books, driving tractors, working in offices, planting crops, in general, doing everything men do. Women are their own worst enemies. And guilt is the main weapon of self-torture. I hope we don't have to keep going back over the same territory and winning the same rights over and over again. The battle for birth control. The battle for abortion. The parity of women's health. It's very depressing to think that you win these rights, but then you have to win them again, and again, and again, and fight the same battles over and over. 8 Erica Jong quotes about love. What I would like to give my daughter is freedom. And this is something that must be given by example, not exhortation. Freedom is a loose leash, license to be different from your mother and still be loved. Freedom is not insisting that your daughter share your limitations. Freedom also means letting your daughter reject you when she needs to and come back when she needs to. Freedom is unconditional love. Love is everything it's cracked up to be. It really is worth fighting for, being brave for, risking everything for. Ken, my husband, just smelled like he belonged to me. I'm not talking about hygiene. I'm talking about when you hug him, he either feels like a member of your tribe or not. It's their scent. Jealousy is all the fun you think they had. I don't think that sex necessarily produces intimacy. I don't think you will ever fully understand how you've touched my life and made me who I am. I don't think you could ever know just how truly special you are, that even on the darkest nights you are my brightest star. What was the point of spending your life with someone you were always looking for ways to deceive? The truth is simple: you do not die from love. You only wish you did. 11 thought-provoking Erica Jong quotes that will make you think. My reaction to sexy films is as follows. After the first 10 minutes, I want to go home and screw. After the first 20 minutes, I never want to screw again as long as I live. He who can take advice is sometimes superior to him who can give it. Advice is what we ask for when we already know the answer but wish we didn't. Show me a woman who doesn't feel guilty and I'll show you a man. Fame means millions of people have the wrong idea of who you are. How wonderful to have someone to blame. How wonderful to live with one's nemesis. You may be miserable, but you feel forever in the right. In a bad marriage, friends are the invisible glue. If we have enough friends, we may go on for years, intending to leave, talking about leaving, instead of actually getting up and leaving. Every country gets the circus it deserves. Spain gets bullfights. Italy the church. America Hollywood. Gossip is the opiate of the oppressed. Conflict is the soul of literature. I am old enough to know that laughter, not anger, is the true revelation. 10 inspirational Erica Jong quotes about life. I believe that women should live for love, for motherhood, and for intellect, and I believe we shouldn't have to choose. And I believe that's always been difficult for women, to express themselves intellectually, maternally, and passionately. Always do the things you fear the most. Courage is an acquired taste, like caviar. As long as I'm facing the right direction, it doesn't matter the size of my steps. Creativity demands nothing less than all you have. Talent alone is never enough. The trick is not how much pain you feel, but how much joy you feel. Any idiot can feel pain. Life is full of excuses to feel pain, excuses not to live, excuses, excuses, excuses. I remember everything but forgive anyway. Courage is the only magic worth having. The sexuality doesn't end. It really doesn't. You're sexual your whole life if you're a sexual person. Life has no plot. It is by far more interesting than anything you can say about it. It takes courage to lead a life. Any life. 11 Erica Jong quotes on writing and reading. Beware of books. They are more than innocent assemblages of paper and ink and string and glue. If they are any good, they have the spirit of the author within. Authors are rogues and ruffians and easy lays. They are gluttons for sweets and savories. They devour life and always want more. They have sap, spirit, sex. Books are panderers. The Jews are not wrong to worship books. A real book has pheromones and sprouts grass through its cover. I write lustily and humorously. It isn't calculated, it's the way I think. I've invented a writing style that expresses who I am. If you imagine the world listening, you'll never write a line. That's why privacy is so important. You should write first drafts as if they will never be shown to anyone. The soul is awakened through service. When I was a 10-year-old bookworm and used to kiss the dust jacket pictures of authors as if they were icons, it used to amaze me that these remote people could provoke me to love. Keeping a journal implies hope. Poetry is what we turn to in the most emotional moments of our life, when a beloved friend dies, when a baby is born, or when we fall in love. I never became a writer for the money. I am a poet first. Even getting published is a miracle for poets. I guess the thing that I'm most proud of is that I kept on writing poetry. I understand that poetry is sort of the source of everything I do. It's the source of my creativity. We are so scared of being judged that we look for every excuse to procrastinate. I think professionalism is important, and professionalism means you get paid. Thanks so much for your watching. God bless you.